People could keep guns at home.
Oh, we had guns at home. My father was a gun owner.
Wow.
Watch Into the Vault 3 on demand at cna.asia.
Myanmar opening its doors to the world, but still much work is needed. The journey hasn't been easy, with pressure from within and without. Twists and turns line the way, but even when it's down, this country never stops trying. This is a country that can bank on its people. People who have the power to chart Myanmar's path. And people who have stories to tell the world.
This is Asia Now.
Hello, there's 2 p.m. in Singapore and Hong Kong, 11:30 in New Delhi and 1 o'clock in Jakarta. I'm Syahida Othman. At this hour, a new COVID-19 variant detected in Vietnam is believed to be a hybrid of the mutations first found in India and the UK. US reaffirms support to India in its battle against the coronavirus. The pledge comes at a meeting between the foreign ministers of both countries in Washington. And Malaysia will enter a total lockdown from Tuesday as coronavirus infections hit a new record. Vietnam says it has detected a new COVID-19 variant. It says the new variant is a mix of the variants first discovered in India and the UK. Health Minister Nguyen Thanh Long says the mutation was identified after genetic sequencing was carried out on several COVID-19 patients. The new mutation is said to be based on a variant first reported in India, but it also contains mutations that originally belonged to another variant first found in the UK. The minister says studies of the more transmissible new variant reveal that it replicates itself very quickly. And that explains why so many new cases appeared in different locations in a short period. Now, Vietnam's latest virus wave since late April has seen nearly 3,600 local cases in 33 cities and provinces. Factory zones in 2 northern provinces account for a large number of cases. Bac Sang leads the number of infections at around 1,900, and neighboring Bac Ninh has reported about 740 cases. The U.S. says it's committed to supporting India in tackling the coronavirus crisis. Secretary of State Antony Blinken made this reaffirmation when he met the Indian foreign minister in Washington.
Wonderful to have him at the State Department, and very important as well because the United States and India are working together on so many of the most important challenges of our time, and ones that are having a profound impact on the lives of our citizens. We're united in confronting COVID-19 together.
Mr. Blinken says India was there for the U.S. during the early days of the pandemic, and that is something Washington will never forget. He also says relations between the two countries is strong and productive. He pointed to their partnerships, including through the Quad Security Dialogue and in tackling climate change. Indian Foreign Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar says his country is appreciative to the U.S. for its support and solidarity at this moment of great difficulty. The South Asian nation's tally of infections stands at 27.7 million, with the death toll of over 322,000. Now, Malaysia will enter a full COVID-19 lockdown for 2 weeks from next Tuesday. Only essential economic and service sectors are allowed to operate during this period. Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin says the decision is due to the worsening outbreak and the risk of new variants. Now, Malaysia recorded an all-time high of 8,290 infections in a single day yesterday. Melissa, go with more.
A return to a total lockdown is inevitable, according to a statement released by the Prime Minister's office. This after a record-breaking number of new cases Malaysia is witnessing the past week, surpassing 8,000 mark today, and looks set to rise further as infectivity rate is still hovering around 1.2. Now, the healthcare system is already at a breaking point, and the new wave is a lot more infectious and harder to control. And with mounting death toll at more than 2,500, the government said a full lockdown is for 2 weeks from June 1st to 14th, and during that period, only essential services can operate. The rest to stay at home. Now, it's a full lockdown. Details will be released by the National Security Council later, the statement said. Now, if the situation improves, the country then will move into phase 2 for 4 weeks, where there will be some relaxation in the movement restrictions with certain sectors that can adhere strictly to social distancing allowed to operate. Now, phase 3 thereafter will involve further easing like what we have right now, but details still sketchy at this point in time, but it appears to be a plan with 3 phases involved, depending on the situation on the ground. Now, Malaysians are gripped by the announcement today, and some, of course, will be welcoming because this is the fastest way, they said, to bring cases down, while others are considering the cost of the economy may be grave at 2.4 billion ringgit a day. That's over $600 million US, something that they have been weighing between life and livelihood for all this while.
Now, Japan says the next 3 weeks will be key in its fight against the coronavirus. Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga has extended a COVID-19 state of emergency for Tokyo and 8 other prefectures until the 20th of June. He wants to try to speed up vaccinations and stop the spread of infections. Now, Mr. Suga says the country must remain on high alert as more than 80% of cases have been linked to the variant originally discovered in the UK.
強い感染力を持つとされる変異株への置き換わりが進む中で実施される対策が感染者数の減少につながるまで以前より長い時間を必要としております。
The extension is set to end about a month before the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games. And nearly 3,500 new cases and 76 deaths were reported yesterday. And all Olympic delegations from South Asia must now be vaccinated before heading to Japan. Tokyo 2020 organizers also say they will draw up separate guidelines for all events. There's still much to prepare to ensure a safe Games, as Michio Ishida reports.
One major decision that was expected to be made is about spectators at the venues of the Olympic Games. Well, it appears that the organizing committee wants to accommodate fans, but it cannot make the announcement at this point in time when the state of emergency is extended. And the Olympic organizers want to assure a safe and secure Olympic Games. So consolidating the medical system is important. It says that 2,600 doctors, 3,800 nurses, and more healthcare workers will work on shifts during the Olympic Games. The Olympic playbook, a second version has been released as a guideline, and a third version should be out in June. And this should finalize COVID-19 measures, movement of various stakeholders until their departure from Japan. Now, the key for Japan is safety of residents, so that they will not be so unhappy with the hosting of the Olympic Games, and that's by accelerating vaccination. At this point in time, only about 3% of the Japanese population has been fully vaccinated. The government assures that there's enough vaccination to go around, but there's a lack of those who can actually administer these vaccines to the public. So there's a lot the Japanese government must do ahead of the Olympic Games.
And up next, U.S. President Joe Biden unveils a $6 trillion budget aimed at tackling inequality. And later, a look at how Alaska is experiencing climate change.
Should you use your CPF for property investment? Come to the Singapore Property Show 2021 to learn more from leading property market experts in 40 informative webinars. Our top flight speakers will be covering a wide range of topics to help you make a most informed decision. How do you make the most of your CPF for property investment? Are ECs still the golden goose? Is owning multiple properties only for the wealthy? What kind of property is in demand by district? Get these answers and more. Plus, stand to win $8,000 worth of cash prizes. Join us at our webinars this weekend on 29th and 30th May for essential property investment advice. What are you waiting for? Visit sps2021.99.co to